Good morning, everyone, and welcome to you all at BISP Solutions. This is Farha Alam, and here we are discussing about another important feature that comes into the Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence in Oracle Fusion, which is busting concept. And in our last session, we had basically covered the introduction and overview part of the busting concept, and this busting concept is basically used in Oracle Fusion while we when we want to send any generated report to a particular location. So this bursting concept comes into the picture. So there are different scenarios through which we can burst or split our report, and in our today's session basically I'm going to show you uh, the one scenario which is single file bursting concept in Fusion. So in order to implement this concept, let's move on to the instance. And this is basically the catalog window of OTBI environment. And previously, whenever we were creating our analysis, we are going to this create option and select the first option, which is analysis. But while implementing this busting concept, instead of selecting this analysis, I am going to select the data model, because this busting concept is based on the SQL query, and the data model is basically the place in Oracle Fusion where we'll be able to write our SQL query. So I'm going to select this one. When we select or click on data model, the data model window has opened before us. So this is basically the data model window, and from here we can write our SQL query. We have to click on this new create option or plus icon, and we have to click on this first one, which is SQL query. And here we have to provide the name for the query, as I am implementing the single file single bursting query. This is basically the name for my query. And next I have to select the data source, as I am fetching the data from FSCM, which I'm going to fetch the data for the invoice information. So FSCM is my data source, which stands for Financial Supply Chain Management System. So I'm going to select this one, and here I have to write the SQL query. So for time being, I have already prepared this SQL query. So I'm just going to simply copy this one and paste it over here. Wrong query I have selected. This is the one. And here one comma separator is missing over here. Put it. Otherwise, we'll going to face the error, which is parenthesis missing like error. So now the query is completed over here. I have just click on this OK. So here I have successfully executed my SQL query. And next what I have to do, I have to click on this view data option, so that here my SQL query has been saved. I got one confirmation message over here. Now I'm going to click on this view option, so that we'll be able to see some data for this particular SQL query. And this is the data which we have fetched through that particular SQL query. And this is basically the tree view, which right now is represent The data is represented right now in the tree view format. So I'm going to click on this table view so that we'll be able to see the tabular representation of this particular data. Now I'm going to save this data model. So what I have to do, I have to select my appropriate folder where I'm saving all my analysis, and providing the name for my data model, single bursting DM, and DM stands for data model. Click on OK. Now what next I will do over here, I am going to click on this diagram option and select this data model and click on edit. Now this is the time to burst our report, right? So what I will do over here, as in this session I am going to show you the single file concept. So what happened in this concept, the file which we are generating over here will going to send to one location, right? So in order to burst this particular report, we have to put one keyword over here, which is this one, single, and the measure name will going to be key value. So what happened in this one, I'm going to copy it. I'm explaining you this one, just give me a minute. So what happened when we implement the bursting concept, and this bursting concept when we run, so what happen when it will going to search that on which measure our file will going to burst. So when it will find this single key value for all the key values, it will going to find the single for all the key values, so that so it will not going to split or burst our report. It will going to generate one particular file. For this one I'm going to click on OK, and again I have to click on view data. Now I'm going to click on view data option. Here the data model has been saved. Now I'm going to click on view and table view. So here one column or measure has been added under this particular table, which is key value, and it contains the data which is single for each row. So whenever it tries to burst report, it will get this single for all the key for all the rows or for all the data. So it will not going to burst our report. It will going to generate one single file for this one, and we are going to send this particular report to a location. So after executing this query, I'm going to click on this save as sample data option. Here click on OK, and now we have to generate the report for this one. So what we have to do, we have to click on this create report option, and here I'm going to cancel this create report option, as I'm not going to use the system generated layout for my report, as I am going to select my existing data model which I have just created, which is this one. This is the one which we have just created, single bursting DM. I am going to select this data model for generating the report template layout. After selecting the appropriate data model, I have to click on generate layout, and here I have to provide the name for my template. So single bursting template, and after providing the name, I'm going to click on generate option. Here the template for this particular report is generated. Now we have to save this particular report and providing the name for this one, single bursting report. Click on OK. So the report has been saved over here. Now next what I have to do, I just have to go back, click on view report so that we'll be able to see or view our report. This is our report. Now what next I will do, I will go back to the catalog option and open my data model in the edit mode, and this is the time to implement the bursting feature in our report. So just select this particular data model and click and here we have one option called bursting. Click on this one, and here we have to click on this create new bursting, and here we have to provide the name for the uh, report output. So I am going to provide the name for this one as bursting underscore mail. It is suggesting me because I have already created this one, and data source will be FSCM. Now here that by split by and deliver by option is displayed before is displaying. So we have to select the measure on which we are going to split or burst our report, as I am going to split my data as key value. And what this key value basically, and split by and deliver by is always same with split by. So what happened this week, key value basically contains single in all the for all the rows. So one file will going to generate for this one, and next here we have to provide the bursting query. So as I had told you in our last session that we are the delivery channel through which we are going to send our report. I am going to select the mail delivery channel, and I had told you the depending on the delivery channel our parameters will get changed, and I had already told you that which channel contains which kind of parameter. So the mail delivery channel basically contains this kind of 8 parameters. So these are the parameters which the mail delivery channel will going to contain, and by using all these parameters I have generated my bursting query over here, which is this one. Now I am going to select this query again. Is right now the comma separator is missing over here, put it first. Now I am going to select this particular bursting query and paste it under the bursting SQL query option. After providing the query, I have to just click on view data. When the data model is successfully saved, it means that it is the indication that our query is correct. Now click on saved option and click on view. By clicking on this view option, nothing will going to happen over here, as is this is basically the bursting feature. So in order to show the reflection of this bursting feature, what we have to do, we have to schedule this particular report. So in order to schedule this one, we have to go back to the catalog option, and we have to schedule this particular report. Click on schedule, and here click, we have to nothing I'm going to provide over here, and click on output option. Here we have to provide the name for the output, so I'm going to provide the name bursting mail output over here. Single bursting temp is my template name, and format I want to keep it PDF. Local, I had already told you about all these things, this is the report output. Layout, what is layout? Format, these are the formats which we have. Local, uh, time zone, I'm going to select Kolkata, India time. Next, here I'm going to provide the destination where I want to send this particular report. Subject, test bursting is working or not, and under message, I'm going to provide under message also. And after providing this, click on next. Schedule, nothing will going to provide over here, and I'm going to click on the submit option. Here I have to provide the report job name, so single bursting file. Click on OK. We'll get one confirmation message over here. Job single bursting file successfully submitted. Click on OK, and we have to click on this return option. And I have to go back to the catalog option, and I'm going to click on this history option, so that we'll be able to see. Here I got the success message that the report has been scheduled successfully. Now I'm going back, returning back, and here you can see I have got the mail for this one. This is basically the bursting. I have added that, and this is the report which I got through this bursting. Now what next I will do, in order to see this bursting feature, what we have to do, we have to submit this particular report as an ESS job, which is enterprise scheduler job. So what I do, I have to go back to the my Fusion instance homepage, and here I have to click on this navigator icon, and under tools I have to search for the schedule process. Click on this one. Instead of uh, scheduling this one, firstly we have to submit this as a submit this one as an ESS job. So I'm going to setup and maintenance, and under this one I have to go to the task panel option, and here I have to click on search option, and here I have to search for the manage enterprise scheduler job. Click on this one and search for it. Here the manage enterprise scheduler job definition, click on this one. After clicking on it, so here the window has opened before us, so I have to click on this create option, and here I have to fill all these required information in order to submit this particular report as an ESS job. So display name will be my single bursting file, and same name I'm going to provide under the name also. But what we have to do, we have to remove all the spaces, and instead of spaces we have to put a underscore over here. And path, here we have to provide the path. So the path for our report is click on this more option, and here click on properties. So this is basically the folder name which contains this particular file. We have to provide that one. Put a forward slash over here and paste it the folder name. Next we have to provide the job application name, which is FSCM ESS. And next we have to select the all the required. I'm going to fill all the required fields right now. So next I have to select the job type, as this is basically the BIP job type. So select this one, and here after selecting the job type, the bursting report option has enabled over here. So make sure that this checkbox is enabled, so only that you will be able to see this bursting feature through this one. And here we have to provide the report ID. So from where we get this report ID is basically we have to go back to the more option and click on schedule, and under schedule we have got this is basically the our report ID, report names. So I'm going to copy this one and paste it over here. Remove all the unnecessary spaces from here. After providing all these things, click on this save and close option. It will take a little bit time. So here the job has been submitted over here. Click on done. Next, what we have to do, we have just to go back to the instance home page, and uh, go to the navigator option and click on under tools. I have to click on schedule processes, and click on this schedule new process option. And here I have to provide the name for my report. Provide the name for the report which we have provided under that particular manage enterprise scheduler job. Click on this one and click on OK. Submit. And this is the job which we have submitted. Click on refresh. So here we can see on the top our report job has been submitted over here. Refresh this one. Running, it is in running mode right now. We can see this one. Now the job has been succeeded, and this you can see that I got the mail from this one, and this is the mail which I had got through this bursting. And here, this is the file which which I have achieved through this bursting concept. And this is all about the single file bursting concept in Oracle Fusion. I hope you like this one, and if you have any question regarding this, please reach out to us at www.bisptrainings.com. This is all about our today's session. We'll continue in our upcoming session. Thank you everyone for your time.